"Jesus is coming," somebody shouted. "Jesus is coming to Jericho." And everybody ran to meet him. Well, almost everybody, for there was one man, one wee little man, who did not run to meet Jesus, and his name was Zaccheus. It's not that Zaccheus didn't want to see Jesus. He did. He really did. But not only was Zaccheus short, he was also afraid of the crowd. Not many people liked him, you see, partly because he was a tax collector, but mostly because he collected more taxes than he was supposed to, and kept what was left for himself. "Jesus is here!" somebody shouted. "Jesus is here in Jericho!" And everybody cheered as he walked through the city gates. Well, almost everybody, for Zaccheus did not feel like cheering at all. He wanted to see Jesus. He really did. But how could he walk out there in front of all those people that he'd cheated? And what would they do if they got hold of him? Then Zaccheus had an idea. There were trees by the city gates, tall, leafy trees. If he could sneak behind the crowd and climb up one of those trees, he could see Jesus, but not be seen himself. So he went off, out of his house and through the empty streets. And because the crowd was watching Jesus, he had no trouble at all slipping behind them and shinning up a tree. "Come and eat at my house," somebody shouted to Jesus. "Come and eat at my house, Jesus." And because it was a great honour to host somebody as important as Jesus, everybody shouted the same question at once. Well, almost everybody, for there was one man, one wee little man, who kept his mouth shut and tried hard not to rustle the branches. "Thank you very much," said Jesus. "You are all very kind, but I've already decided where I will eat my dinner today." Then Jesus looked straight at the tree and looked up and called, "Zaccheus, Zaccheus, come down. I'm eating at your house today." "Zaccheus?" somebody shouted. "Jesus is eating with Zaccheus? He's the worst man in town. There must be some mistake." And everybody moaned and groaned. Well, almost everybody. One man, one wee little man, climbed down from the tree, as shocked as the rest. Why would somebody as good as Jesus want to eat with somebody bad like him? But he was happy too, happier than he'd been for a long time. And so, with a smile spreading across his face, Zaccheus led Jesus to his house. "What are they saying?" somebody whispered. "What are they doing in there?" And everybody gathered round the tacksman's door. That's when Zaccheus threw open the door with a bang. "Greetings, everybody," he shouted. "I have an announcement to make. I've been talking with my new friend Jesus and realised that there are a few things I need to change. I've cheated some of you, I admit that, and I want you to know that I'm sorry. So sorry, in fact, that I will pay you back 4 times more than I stole from you. What's more, I intend to sell half of what I owe and give the money to the poor." The crowd was shocked. Never in their whole lives had they seen somebody change like that. They stood there with their mouths wide open, and nobody said a thing. Well, almost nobody. "Don't you see," said Jesus to the crowd, "God has sent me to share his love with everybody, even those who have done some very bad things. That's what I've done. And now Zaccheus loves God too." That's when the crowd began to cheer Jesus and Zaccheus and the whole town of Jericho. Everybody.